Following is a presentation of Payoff Pitch Baseball. In 1994, the National League suffered the same fate as the American League, as the baseball season was canceled on August 11th, 1994. The great teams back in the National League were fighting as well to be the top dog in baseball. The Montreal Expos, massive talent, pitching and hitting, looked like they were going to be the team to beat overall. The Houston Astros and the Cincinnati Reds were fighting neck and neck for the National League Central, both with excellent batting orders and excellent abilities to pitch. The Atlanta Braves, the mid-90s dynasty was already underway, and with pitchers such as Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine and John Smoltz, the Braves were definitely the team to beat. The National League West was faring just as well as the American League West did, as none of those teams out there were really top dog. But the Dodgers played hard, and the Giants stayed with them throughout the entire season. So here in the 1994 restart, we finished that season out. And now we have 6 teams in the National League trying to see who will go to the World Series. Last night, the Seattle Mariners won their playoff game against the Orioles and now travel to Comiskey Park to play the White Sox in their best-of-3 wildcard series. Tonight, the National League postseason begins. Good evening, everybody. This is Robert from RJL 518, welcoming you to the Astrodome for the 1994 National League wildcard playoff between the San Francisco Giants and the Houston Astros. The Astrodome is packed, and of course, Steeler fan 1933 would join me first as his favorite team goes to bat tonight. The San Francisco Giants kind of got in there, and it was close for the Giants as they held off the Colorado Rockies to get second place in the National League West. They were at one point actually led the National League West over the Dodgers, but the Dodgers managed to take it up there in quick results and in games, and the Dodgers won the West and will now be facing the Cincinnati Reds in their National League Division Series. But now the Giants had to fight off the Rockies, and after a 3-game sweep on the Rockies in the last week of the season, the Giants made it into the playoffs as the number 6 seed. The Houston Astros at one point had as much as a 5 or a 6-game lead in the National League Central, but things started to go bad for them lately as quick results failed them, and of course a big 3-game series against the Cincinnati Reds paled in comparison for them as the Reds swept them in 3 games to take the National League Central from them. Tonight, the Astros are looking for some redemption, and I think they're going to be a hard team tonight as Salvador America joins me here at the Astrodome. Pitching matchup, as I said, all players' fatigue is reset, so all the main starters are all available. It's going to be Bill Swift for the Giants against Doug Drabek for the Astros. I'm all excited for it. It's going to be great. If last night's game was any indication of what the playoffs are going to hold, I'm going to lose my voice when this is all done. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the San Francisco Giants. It'll be Darren Lewis batting first. John Patterson is batting second. Barry Bonds bats third. Matt Williams batting fourth. Dave Martinez is fifth. Todd Benzinger is 6th. Royce Clayton is 7th. Kurt Manwaring is 8th. And the pitcher, Bill Swift, is batting 9th. Defensively for the Astros, it'll be Jeff Bagwell at first base. Craig Biggio at second. Ken Caminiti at third. The shortstop is Andahar Cedeno. And left field is Luis Gonzalez. Steve Finley is in center. The right fielder is James Mooten. Scott Service is behind the plate for tonight. And on the mound for the Houston Astros is Doug Drabek. Drabek pitched very well his last out, but he just seemed to run out of gas in the last game against the Reds, which was only a couple of days ago. But as I said, fatigue is reset, and he is the Astro ace, and he will go tonight. 12 wins, 6 losses. 2.84 ERA in 1994. But in this case, in the playoffs, all records are pretty much thrown out the window. Every team starts with a record of no wins and no losses. It's all set and ready to go. Doug Drabek is on the mound. The Astrodome is packed. I'm sure Steeler fam has plenty of dome foam all around for anybody tonight. And I'm looking forward to this one, as I think the Astros will be looking for some payback after that tough sweep at the hands of the Reds. But I'm going to tell you right now, anything can happen in this game, and that is for sure. We start with the top of the first inning. Leading off for the Giants will be Darren Lewis. Doug Drabek is a righty. Lewis batted .271, 3 homers against right-handed pitching. And we are set to play. Here we go. Pitch underway. Here we go for the National League Wild Card Playoff. It's one game. The winner here goes to play the Atlanta Braves at Atlanta-Fulton County Stadium for a best-of-3 for the Wild Card Series. And it starts off as a 10-18, as a tough 18, and Darren Lewis struck him out. Lewis will head back to the dugout as Drabek gets a quick strikeout on Darren Lewis. Next up for the Giants will be John Patterson, batted .262, 3 homers against the rights. Drabek looking in, wants to redeem himself after that game against the Reds a couple of days ago. That's going to be a tough 57. Patterson belts one into right center field. That's going to be a hit. Patterson will hold it first on a single. His steal rating is a 5B. Pretty good steal ability, but with a 6 on the dice, he will not run. And that brings up that guy, Barry Bonds, batted .321, 26 homers against the rights. He was 30 years old at that time. Bonds was really now beginning to become the big darn hitter he was meant to become, as we all know he would be later. Patterson on it first, Bonds at the plate. Here's the pitch. And that is a tough 88 and ground ball to second base. Are they going to get 2? No. They're going to throw to shortstop. They'll get the 1. Patterson is out. Bonds does get to first on the fielder's choice. 2 down. And although you think Barry Bonds would be the big hitter for the Giants, it really wasn't. It was this guy here, Matt Williams, who was leading the league in home runs in 1994 in the National League. Batted .258. He had 30 against rights, a total of 46. I think Matt Williams would have also had a 60 home run year if the season didn't get canceled. Bonds on it first. Dice 7B steal rating. Very good stealing attempt, but Dice said no. Williams at the plate. Here's the pitch from Drabek. And that is a patient 43. And it's a ground ball into third. Easy pickup by Caminetti. Throws to second to get Bonds. And the inning is over. No runs and a hit for the Giants. A man stranded. As we all know, every roll, every pitch is important in the playoffs. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Houston Astros. It'll be James Mooten batting first. Steve Finley is second. Craig Biggio will bat third. Jeff Bagwell is fourth. Luis Gonzalez fifth. Ken Caminetti is sixth. Scott Service batting seventh. Andujar Cedeno batting eighth. And the pitcher, Doug Drabek, batting ninth. Defensively for the Giants at first base is Benzinger. Patterson is at second base. Matt Williams at third. The shortstop is Royce Clayton. In left field is Barry Bonds. Center field is Lewis. Right field is Dave Martinez. The catcher, Kirk Manwaring. And on the mound for the San Francisco Giants is their ace, Bill Swift. 8 wins, 7 losses, 3.38 ERA. But as you all know, in the playoffs, anything is possible. Strike average about 5 strikeouts, about 2.5 walks, and a homer per 9 in 1994. National League Wild Card Playoff. The winner here goes to play the Braves at Atlanta-Fulton County Stadium. Bottom of the first. And leading off for the Houston Astros will be James Mooten. Batted .208 with a homer against rights in 1994. Here's the pitch. And that is a patient 24. Mooten is going to draw ball 4, and he will go to first. Base on balls for Mooten. He holds 7 on the dice. 6B steal rating. Will not run, although he's got good speed. Could be a threat. The batter will be Steve Finley. Finley batted .306, 10 homers against rights. Bill Swift walks the leadoff batter. And now the pitch to Finley. And that is a tough 0-8. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Big strikeout for Swift to get the hard-hitting Finley. 1 down. And that will bring up the Hall of Famer, Craig Biggio. Batted .326, 6 homers against rights. James Mooten, 6B steal rating. I believe that was a 6 on the board. So I wonder if he steals. Let's see. Mooten's a B. Manwaring's a 3-arm. So it would be a B3. It'd be a very good attempt. I'm going to see if he gets the jump. I'm going to see if he gets the jump here in this case. Usually the steal rating is an A, B, or C. I'd like to take a look at it. So let's see if he gets the jump. Mooten's steal rating is a 6, and Swift's hold is an 8. So we're going to see if he gets a steal. So a 0 to 70, he attempts. Not if he doesn't attempt, Bill Swift gets a chance at a pickoff. 64, there he goes, Mooten. It's a very good opportunity. Throw goes down to second. He is safe on a close play. Very good steal rating. He gets there. Crowd likes that as Mooten steals second base. Stolen base for Mooten. He will hold at second. Biggio now a runner in scoring position for the Astros with 1 out. And as you can see, very good, safe was the attempt. With my new camera, you can see everything on my board, which is what I wanted you always guys to see. So now you can't just take my word for it. You see I'm not lying. Mooten on at second. Biggio at the plate. Here's the pitch from Swift. And it's a patient 28. And Biggio's going to draw the walk. So he will go to first. So it kind of makes that steal a little bit meaningless because I want to move Mooten over anyway. Second walk issued by Swift. Runners at first and second for the power-hitting Jeff Bagwell. Bagwell batted .336, 26 home runs, also with 44 home runs, just like Matt Williams, although Matt Williams at 46. I think Bagwell would have had a good shot at 60 if the season wasn't canceled. Jeff Bagwell, Mr. Hall of Famer, deservedly so. Runners at first and second. Swift already in a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the first. If you're the Astros, you know you got to get runs early. Pitch coming. It is a patient 34, and Swift is going to walk Bagwell. And now the bases are juiced with 1 out. Bases are loaded, not a single hit. And Bill Swift averaged about 2.6 walks per 9. He's already walked 3 already. Fans here at the Astrodome very excited to see if maybe the Astros can win the wild card playoff and move on to play the Braves. Next batter up is Luis Gonzalez. Batted .275, 7 homers against rights. Luis Gonzalez, an average double play. The Giants are going to play the infield in. It's early, but they want to play the infield in. Here's the pitch to Gonzalez. Big pitch coming. And that's a patient, but a patient 97 is a fly ball to right. That could score a run. Let's see. That's a fly to right. So Gonzalez is out, and the ball was hit to right field, so that is Martinez. His arm rating is an 8. Mooten's run rating is also an 8, and they're going to send him. Because on a patient, they can send him. So we get out the runner advancement chart. So if the total is equal to or less, so if the runner, so we draw a card on the 2d6. If the total is equal to or less, so if the run is, if it's an 8, he is safe. If it's a 9 or higher, he is out. Since they have the both same running rating, won't be a play to the plate. So 8 or lower, safe. 9 or higher, out. The throw to the plate, 11, he is out of there. Thrown out by Dave Martinez. Side retired. James Mooten tries to score. Martinez throws a dart right to Manwaring, blocks the plate. Mooten is out of there, and the inning is over. What a throw by Martinez to get Mooten. No runs, no hits, 3 walks. But that is it. Still no score as James Mooten is thrown out at the plate. by Dave Martinez in right field. Big play early in the game. Big play. Now Steeler fan says now the facts hate him. We go to the top of the second. Astros might have missed a big opportunity there, but the right call was made. You got to score runs. Top of the second. And leading off and getting some boos from the crowd is going to be Dave Martinez. Batted .246, 4 homers against the rights. Houston loads the bases with not a single hit and a stolen base, and they can't get any runs in. So now the Giants want to see if they can take advantage of it. Pitch coming. That is a ballpark 11. That's wheelhouse to Martinez. A wheelhouse 49, though, is a ground ball to third. That's picked up by Caminetti. Throws to first. Out number 1. Astrodome pretty neutral. 1-54 left-handed batter, 1-51 right-handed batter, 105 combined. A neutral park, a bit neutral, a neutral park. At least in 1994, it was. 1 man out as Martinez grounds out. The next batter will be Todd Benzinger. Batted .274, 8 homers against the rights. And Philip Reynolds joins me here at the Astrodome for tonight's big playoff game. Who are you supposed to root for? I don't know. Pick a side. Steeler fans rooting. He's an Astros fan. So, you know. Benzinger, the batter. Here's the pitch from Drabek. That's a tough 77 and struck him out. Drabek gets his second strikeout of the night. Benzinger will head back to the bench. And that will bring up Royce Clayton. Clayton bats .253, 1 homers against the rights. I would like to say every lineup I'm doing for every game in the playoffs is optimized. So I really feel I'm choosing the best lineups to use in any game that's played. And the pitch from Drabek is going to be a tough 65. That's grounded to second base. Easy pickup by Biggio. He throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Drabek. Nothing doing for the Giants. Bottom of the second coming up. Bill Swift gets back on the mound. Leading off for the Astros will be Ken Caminetti. Batted .291, 13 homers against rights. You'd like to see the Reds play the Astros. A long way to go before we see that. Long way to go before we see that. Reds got to play the Dodgers. And, of course, whoever wins this game is going to have to get through the Braves and the Expos. Because whoever wins the series between the Braves and this team, they got to play Montreal. That would only happen in the NLCS. Here's the pitch to Caminetti. And as a tough 71 and ground ball to second base. That's picked up by Patterson. Snares it, throws it over to first. Very routine. Out number 1. And now we'll see Scott Service. Batted .174, 7 homers against rights in 94. The 1994 postseason has just gotten underway. National League playoff wild card playoff tonight. Tomorrow is Thursday, Friday, and if necessary, Saturday, the American League wild card playoff between the Mariners and the White Sox. All 2 or 3 games at Comiskey. Pitch to Service. And that is an in-play 72. That's a fly ball to straightaway center. And Lewis is going to get to that for out number 2. And that will bring up Andujar Cedeno. Cedeno batted .252, 6 homers against rights. Well, the Braves and the Expos can't play in the NLCS because they can't meet. No, because the Braves are number 4. So whoever wins that series, they'll play the Expos. The Expos await the winner of this series. Remember, you're the number one seed. You get a little bit of a break because you're playing teams that have already played a little bit, all right, and you're going to have your starters rested, and depending on how far the series goes, you don't know who's going to be the starting pitcher. I'm using 4-man rotations, and they will be strict. 4-man rotations. I thought that was fair. I didn't want to use no 5-man. The 4 best starting pitchers on each team, and the best relievers available. That were on the roster. Here's the pitcher, Cedeno, and that is an in-play 31, and I just missed it. He hits a line drive right to third side retired. Cedeno smacks a shot right to Matt Williams, who spears it and nails it, and that had double written all over it. Line out to third, and that ends the inning. Nothing doing for either team right now at the end of 2. Still no score. As I said, I'm using 4-man rotations. Must be the dome foam. Remember, I have the playoff tree on Payoff Pitch Gamers Network. You can always check it out. It'll be on there for the entire time, for the entire postseason. It'll be updated too. I'll be updating it also throughout as well. Doug Drabek takes the mound here to the top of the 3rd. And leading off for the Giants will be Kurt Manwaring. Manwaring batted .267, no homers against rights in 94. Fans here in the Astrodome really want to see some action. I sometimes wish I could get these things just to stay put. Here's the pitch to Manwaring. That is an in-play 86, ground ball to short, picked up easily by Cedeno, throws to first, and gets him by at least a few steps, 1 out. Next up is the pitcher, Bill Swift, uses hitting card number 9. Good hitter, actually. He's very capable of hitting a few. Drabek, the one pitcher, will pitch to the other pitcher. And it's a patient 21, and Swift gets a hold of one there as he smacks that one into the left field corner. That's going to roll to the wall. Swift heading for 2, and he's going to make it. That is a double for Swift. Swift gets to second base easily. Picked up by Gonzalez, who threw it in. A double for Bill Swift. When the pitcher gets a hit, that usually gives your team a bit of a boost. He's on second base. The batter is Darren Lewis. He's 0 for 1. Drabek sets and deals. Pitch coming. And it's a patient 0-4, and he walks Lewis. And Lewis will trot down to first. And now the batter is Patterson. Patterson got a base hit his last time up. Service is going to go talk to Drabek for a minute, try to settle him down a little bit. Still 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Lots of baseball left to play, but anything's possible. Drabek looking in at Patterson. Here's the pitch. And it's another patient 0-2. That's another walk. That is another base on balls, and now Drabek faces the bases juiced with 1 out. And the batter is Barry Bonds. One out, top of the 3rd. Giants and Astros scoreless. Bases loaded for Drabek against Drabek. Bonds, the batter, he fielded choice last time. Bonds does not double play easily. They will call the infield in. The Astros don't want to give up any runs. Barry Bonds, here's the pitch. And it's a ballpark 09. That is a wheelhouse check. Wheelhouse 72. Blam! That one is hit high. That one is hit deep. And yes, that one is hit gone. Home runs, grand slam, Barry Bonds. Ballpark check on an 09 is a wheelhouse for the lefty, and a 72 versus right is 1-73 for Bonds. He just got it, and that ball is out of here. Grand slam, Barry Bonds. And the Astrodome has gone silent. Barry Bonds does a Ken Griffey that he did a few days ago. And Bonds goes ahead and blasts one out of here. And just like that, it is now 4-0 Giants. Drabek threw him a bad pitch, and Bonds just took him deep all the way. No doubt on that. And now it's 4-0 Giants. A Steeler fan already saying see you all in 1995. But that's not, I don't know what the next season will be, but we'll see what we got. But this game is not over yet. One out, and the batter is Matt Williams. The fans here have gotten very quiet suddenly here, but there's still lots of baseball to play. Pitch to Williams coming up. And that is a tough 0-5. Struck him out. Drabek comes back with a big strikeout on really their best power hitter. And that's 2 down. And the batter now is Dave Martinez. Martinez grounded out his last time up. Drabek sets and deals. And that's a patient 76. Fly ball center field. Coming under it is Finley. He has it measured, and he's got it for the out. 4 runs on 2 hits for the Giants, a double by the pitcher, and a grand slam by Bonds. 4-0 San Francisco, bottom of the 3rd coming up. And leading off for the Astros is the pitcher, Doug Drabek. And the Astros do not want to take him out yet, just in case. You do not want to go, although there is a day of rest actually in between travel, so you could go to your bullpen, and your bullpen will be fresh for the first game against the Braves. If, of course, you still win this one, if you come back and win. Drabek, the thing about it, he's the best pitcher they got. I think you let him hit for one. I think you let him hit 4-0. Unless Steeler fan, my number one Astro fan, do you think I should let Drabek in? I usually like to let some of my chats make a decision. This is your team, actually. What do you think, Steeler fan? Before I roll the dice, do you want Drabek to hit? Do you want me to replace him? It's only the bottom of the 3rd inning. What do you think, Steeler fan? Make the call on that. Replace or let him pitch. The bullpen for the Astros is not terrible, but do you really want to go to the bullpen now? Astros about to have 6 months off. Leave him in. Okay. Drabek will pitch, will bat, and that is a tough 85, and he goes down swinging. He uses hitting card number 11. Actually, not a bad hitter, but he does strike out there, 1 down. As Steeler fan says, let him in. Okay. I have no problem with that. I was thinking of doing that. 1 man out. The batter is James Mooten. Mooten walked his last time up. Pitch on the way, and that's a wheelhouse 54, but that's grounded to 3rd. Easy pickup by Williams. He throws to first for out number 2. Mooten mad at himself for that. He got a pitch to hit, and he just chopped it. 2 down. And now here's Steve Finley. 2 outs. None of these pitchers have a wild pitch rating, so I don't have to worry about 30s or 50s. I always like to keep track. Pitch from Swift. That's an in-play 56, and fly ball to left. Coming up is Bonds, and he has it, and he makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Giants as the Astros go down in order. 3 innings in the books. The Giants are leading 4-0 on Houston. Timeout. We go to the top of the 4th inning with the Giants leading 4-0 on a grand slam by Barry Bonds. The leadoff batter for the Giants is Todd Benzinger. Benzinger struck out his last time out. Houston Astros, I really don't know. I mean, at one point they had a 5 or a 6 game lead, and even in quick results, they started losing some games as well. And the Reds came back and took them out in a big 3-game series at home. Now the Astros got to try to regroup and get back into this. Benzinger leads off, though, against Drabek, top of the 4th. That's an in-play 76, fly ball to center. Finley's going to get to that. That's going to be the first out. And there is one down. Drabek settles down here, see if he can still pitch for the rest of the week for some way here, at least through the order a second time. Here's Royce Clayton. Clayton grounded out his last time up. And it's a tough 77, and that's a fly ball to center field. Finley calling for that one as well. He's made the last 3 putouts, 2 outs. And now the batter will be Kurt Manwaring. Can Drabek get a 1-2-3 inning and get the Astros back at the plate? Pitch. And it's a tough 43. And nope, Manwaring's going to go ahead and belt this one into left center field. That's going to be a hit. Manwaring goes to first. Left center field. That's actually picked up by Gonzalez. He throws it into second. And a 2-out single for Manwaring. That's his first hit. And that brings up the pitcher, Bill Swift. Bill Swift uses hitting card number 9. He already has a double in this game. So now so Bill Swift actually helped his own cause. 2 outs. Manwaring not a steal threat. Pitch to Swift from Drabek. And it's a tough 94, and that's a fly ball to left. Coming under that is going to be Gonzalez. He snares it for the final out. No runs, 1 hit for the Giants. Still lead 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Like to remind you of the coming up next tomorrow, the American League Wild Card Series. Game number 1, the Seattle Mariners versus Chicago White Sox. It'll be Chris Bosio taking on Wilson Alvarez at Comiskey Park for game number 1. That'll be the next series coming up. We do that series, and then we move on to the National League, as actually the Braves had the higher amount, had more wins than the White Sox did. If the Braves had less wins than the White Sox, I would be doing the National League Wild Card Series first. I'm going in the less amount of wins is the next series I'll do for both for the NLDS and of course the NLCS. Kind of staggering it in a way, but we're going to do one series at a time. We're not going to go do one American League series, one National League one. No, I'm going to do one full series, then we'll move on to the next one. Bill Swift coming back on the mound for San Francisco. Craig Biggio leading off for the Astros here in the bottom of the fourth. Swift has been excellent so far tonight. Yet to give up a hit. He has walked 3 base runners, but the Astros could not get anything out of it. Pitch to Biggio, and that is an in-play 52, and that's grounded to third. Easy pickup by Williams. He's got it. Throws to first, out number 1. Next batter is Jeff Bagwell. Bagwell walked his last time up. Here's the pitch from Swift. It's a tough 15, and Bagwell caught looking at strike 3. Swift threw a beautiful slurve. Bagwell thought it was a little high. The umpire said, nope, go take your seat, 2 outs. And now the batter is Luis Gonzalez. Gonzalez flew out his last time up. Pitch from Swift. And that's a defense check, 39. Defense. Error check to second base. The ball was hit to Patterson. His error rating is a 3. 39 on the board, and he's got it. Great play by Patterson. Nails it. Throws to first. Side retired. What a play by Patterson. 39. Error rating 1 to 34 at the Astrodome, and he makes a great play as he throws out Gonzalez. On a ground out, and another 1-2-3 inning by Swift. Still 4-0 Giants. The difference, a big grand salami by Barry Bonds. We go to the top of the 5th. Fans here at the Astrodome wondering what might have been if the Astros could have won just 1 game against the Reds in the last series. It is the top of the batting order for the Giants. Here's Darren Lewis. If you do remember for my chat, the Astros did play the Giants in the regular season and lost that game 7-4. The Astros and the Giants did play in the playoff pitch game and lost that one too. So, I don't know. But here's Lewis. Pitch to Darren from Drabek. And that's a tough 69, and that's going to be a fly ball center field. Stephen Finley will get to that one, and that's 1 out. Next batter is Patterson. Made a great play to end the last inning. Patterson is 1 for 1, singled and walked. One out. Pitch to Patterson. And that's a defense check, 76. Error check to second base. The ball is hit to Biggio. His error rating is a 4. 76. 1 to 26 error. Nope. Nice play. Great play by Biggio. He has it. He throws to first and gets Patterson out. And Biggio gives Patterson a stare. A bit of a stare to Patterson saying, yeah, you're a second baseman. You made a great play, but I can do them too. By the way, I'm in the Hall of Fame, and you're not. Well, I don't know if that's exactly what he said in the stare, but I don't know. I might have seen something different from maybe in the booth. Here's Barry Bonds, and he gets a chorus of boos from the Houston crowd. And a few cups of water are thrown down on the field a little bit, but the guys clean it up. 2 outs. Barry Bonds, the grand salami. Drabek's got to be careful to pitch to him. Here's the pitch to Bonds. And that is a tough 45. And he pops this one up. The fans like that. They give a cheer. And Andujar Cedeno is going to call for that one. And he makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Doug Drabek. The Giants go in order as Bonds pops out to short. Halfway through the ball game, still 4-0 Giants. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Leading off for Houston will be Caminetti. Grounded out his last time up. National League Wild Card Playoff. One game. The winner to play the Atlanta Braves at Fulton County in a best-of-3. Pitch from Swift to Caminetti. And that's a tough 64. And ground ball to second base. Picked up by Patterson. Routine play. Throws to first. Out number 1. Swift has been pitching beautifully, but we know what happens sometimes. Later when you run out of gas, Swift's fatigue rating is an 8, so is Drabek's. Scott Service is the next batter. Service flew out his last time up. Pitch. And it's a tough 80, and that's a ground ball hit to short. Easy pickup there by Clayton. He throws to first for the second out. And now we will see Andujar Cedeno. Cedeno lined out to third his last time up. Swift dealing in. Here's the pitch. And that's a tough 72. Ground ball to second base. Patterson again up with it. Throws to first. Side retired. Another 1-2-3 inning for Swift. Nothing for the Astros. Still 4-0 Giants. We go to the top of the 6th inning. This will be Doug Drabek's last inning. He's due to bat first in the bottom of the 6th. That is if he can make it through this inning, of course. Here's Matt Williams leading off for SF for the Rice-A-Roni Treats. Williams is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch from Drabek. And that is a patient 44. Ground ball to third. And Caminetti's up with it. Throws to first. Out number 1. Nice pitch. Actually, tough pitch by Drabek. Williams just didn't get a hold of it. And now here's Martinez. Martinez is 0 for 2. Pitch coming. And that's fouled away. Strike 1. Drabek gets a new baseball, takes a look at it, doesn't like it, throws it back to the umpire. The umpire says, "What's the matter with this?" I said, "I just don't like him." The ball. I said, "Okay, give him the ball." Here's the pitch to Martinez. And that's a tough, rare play. So let's see what we got. Rare play dice. Red is red first, 43. Let's see what we have. And the batter chops the ball in front of home plate. Ball bounces up and strikes batter. Umpire calls batter out. 2 down. Not the first time that rare play has showed up, but Martinez is out, and that goes as a grounder to the actually, it's a grounder to catcher, I believe. That's how they would score that, a G2, but it's 2 outs. So the Astros get a break. And now the batter is Benzinger. Drabek trying to finish strong. Really, the only mistake he made was the home run. To Bonds, although Bill Swift did get himself a double. Here's the pitch to Benzinger. It is a tough 64. Struck him out. And at least Drabek will leave the game with a big K. And a 1-2-3 inning for Drabek as the Giants are sent down in order. And that is it for Drabek, as he will leave the game as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. They will bring in a pinch hitter to pitch against Swift, who's been marvelous tonight. And coming on to pinch hit for the Astros will be Sid Bream. Now, usually the rule of mine was during the regular season, I usually went by at bats against the arm of the pitcher to keep it kind of realistic. This is the playoffs. I will usually use the best average in this case. I don't care how many at bats they had. You're on the playoff roster, you bat. Sid Bream will bat against Bill Swift. He batted .364 against the Rights. Bottom of the sixth inning. Swift pitches. And it's a tough 96 fly ball to right field. Bream hit it hard, but he hit it right to Martinez. Out number 1. Bream goes down. At least for the bench, I do that. Starting lineup, I usually go for at bats. Here's James Mooten. Mooten walked and grounded out his last time up. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Swift. And that is an in-play 82. Ground ball to short. Picked up by Clayton. He's got it. Throws to first. That's the 2nd out. Two away, and now Steve Finley. Finley 0 for 2. Pitch coming. And that's a tough 81, and that's flied out to center field. Darren Lewis is looking for that one. Takes one step to his left, and he's got it, and the inning is over. Another 1-2-3 inning for Swift, and it's still 4-0 Giants. Timeout. Go to the top of the 7th inning. Leading off for the Giants is going to be Royce Clayton. And they're going to check the lineups here real quick. And I think we're going to see a lefty from the Astros. And it's going to be Ross Powell. Ross Powell will come in to pitch for the Astros as Drabek is done. Drabek pitched 6 innings, but gave up four hits, but one of them a big blast. And that's the only difference in the game is the home run to Barry Bonds. Powell comes in, 1.23 ERA. He's a lefty. As we go to the top of the 7th. Fans here at the Astrodome getting a little bit dejected, but still a few innings left. Ross Powell pitches to Clayton. And that is an in-play 38. And that's a ground ball hit to first base. Easily pick up by Bagwell. He calls off Powell. He'll take it himself. Out number 1. 1 down. And we'll bring up Manwaring. Manwaring hit a single last time up. He's 1 for 2. Powell with the pitch. And it's a patient 11, and that's a walk. As Manwaring makes it to first base for the 2nd time tonight. And that brings up the pitcher, Bill Swift, and they'll let him, and we're going to see do we see a sacrifice? Yeah, they'll see a sacrifice here, even though Swift did it the double. So we're going to see a sacrifice attempt. His bunt rating is a B, so we just picked the card. So there'll be a sacrifice attempt, and a B sacrifice bunch is an SH sacrifice hit. Manwaring goes to 2nd. Swift is out, 2 down. And why do you keep Bill Swift in there? Because he's pitching a no-hitter through 6. And the sacrifice and he sacrificed it at the plate. So it was picked up by Service. He threw to first to get out Swift. So that is an SH2. But with 2 outs now, the batter is Darren Lewis. Man wearing in scoring position. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Lewis with the pitch. It's a 7. That's a tough 47, and that's a ground ball to third. Easy pickup by Caminetti. He gets it. He throws to first to get out Lewis, and that retires the side. Kind of got a little interesting there, but Ross Powell did the job to keep the Astros from scoring. We are at the 7th inning stretch. The Giants are leading 4-0. Be right back after your local station break and of course, your local news break. And this word from, I don't know, Ford Motor Company. I don't know what cars you guys drive. Be right back. Of course, there is no 10-minute ticker as the regular season is over. Of course, you guys already know that. Bottom of the 7th inning. Bill Swift takes over on the mound for the Giants. They lead 4-0 as he has been absolutely smothering of the Astros. Here's Craig Biggio, leads off for Houston here in the bottom of the 7th. If the Astros want to get something going, they need to do it now. The San Francisco bullpen is getting ready, but the thing about Swift, he's pitched a no-hitter through 6. Let's see how far we can go. Here's the pitch, and that is a tough 99. That's a fly ball to left. Barry Bonds is going to call for that one, and he makes the catch, out number 1. All the base runners that Bill Swift has given up were walks. Nobody got a hit. Here's Jeff Bagwell. We'll see if Bagwell does something, can say something about that. He's 0 for 1. He walked and struck out. Here's the pitch to Bagwell. And that's a wheelhouse 99. Are you kidding me? Fly ball to left field. And getting under that again is Bonds. Bagwell got under it. And he makes the catch, 2 outs. Oh, my. A wheelhouse pitch to Bagwell, and even he can't connect on it. A 99 on the dice, and Bagwell hits it to left. And the fans are wondering what is going on here. That was a terrible pitch by Swift, and Bagwell missed it. And now Luis Gonzalez, 2 outs. But Swift is a righty, not a lefty. But even if he was a lefty, that wouldn't have mattered. Here's the pitch to Gonzalez. And that's a patient 67. And ground ball to short. Picked up by Clayton. Throws to first. Side retired. Bill Swift is pitching an unbelievable game. Another 1-2-3 inning. for Bill Swift. And at the end of 7, it's still 4-0 Giants. We go to the top of the 8th. Fans here in the Astrodome, some are heading for the exits, but some want to hold out. Leading off for the Giants is going to be John Patterson. He is awful against lefties, but they're going to keep him in there. They're going to keep him in there because the next 2 batters are actually still pretty well. So Patterson's going to bat. He's 088 against left-handed pitching. They'll keep him in there anyway. Here's the pitch to Patterson. And that is an in-play 79. And that's grounded to short. Easy pickup by Cedeno. Throws to first, out number 1. And now the batter is Bonds. Bonds bats 291 against lefts. Little lower. That's why Powell is still in there. This is his last inning, as Powell can only pitch innings 7 and 8 without fatigue. So this is Powell's last inning. Plus, he's due to bat first in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch to Bonds. And that is an in-play 25. That's a single for Bonds. He hits a base hit up the middle. Bonds is going to head to first, and he will be safe there as he gets his second hit of the night. 10 on the dice, 7B steal rating. He will not run. And the next batter is Matt Williams. Barry Bonds on at first. Barely got the hit off of Powell, but he got it. No wild pitch rating from Powell. So 1 out. Now the pitch to Williams. And they're going to bring in a new pitcher. They're going to bring in a new pitcher as Powell's coming out. As he's going to be done because Williams bats a little weaker against rights. And the new pitcher for the Astros will be Dave Veers. 2.41 average. Veers can pitch innings 8 and 9. He'll go up against Williams to turn him around in a way, even though Williams is not a switch hitter. Barry Bonds on at first, 1 out. Veers pitching to Williams. They keep Williams in there, of course. In play, 49. Fly ball to right. Under it is Mooten. And he snares it for out number 2. Bond stays at first. And now the batter is Dave Martinez. He's 0 for 3. Bond's not running. You're up by 4 runs. You're not going to do anything. Here's the pitch to Martinez. And it's an in-play 10. And that's going to be a base hit for Martinez. It's a single. Bonds, a run rating of 7, will make third easy with 2 outs. And Martinez holds it first. Runners at the corners. And the batter now is Todd Benzinger. Benzinger 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Veers has a wild pitch rating of 30. So if a 30 comes up, we'll see one. Benzinger gets ready. And here's the pitch. And that is a tough 0-3. Got him looking. Caught him strike 3. Dave Veers gets him out easy on a great fastball. And Benzinger thought it was a little high, but the umpire said no. And the inning is over as Veers allows no runs. No runs, 2 hits, though. But still, 4-0 Giants. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Dave Veers was due to bat first. The Astros will go to the bench. Bill Swift coming out. Now the bottom of the 8th inning. Bullpen is ready to go, but Swift is pitching a no-hitter through 7. And pinch hitting For the Astros will be Orlando Miller. Only had 30 at-bats against rights, but he's got 367 average. So Orlando Miller will bat against Swift. The Giants do have their bullpen ready. Their closer, Drabek, is set to go in case they need him, or John Burkett, depending on the situation. Bottom of the eighth, Giants leading 4-0. Orlando Miller. Here's the pitch from Swift. And it's an in-play 0-4, and that will end the no-hitter. That's going to be a base hit for Miller. Miller goes ahead and gets to first, and they finally get to Swift, and the base hit gets him on there. Or was it? No, I'm sorry. My bad. Jeez, I'm not paying attention. Caminetti leads off, not the pitcher. Ken Caminetti leads off. Jeez. Caminetti led off. My bad. It's not Miller. Miller goes back to the bench. My bad. Dang, I'm not paying attention. All right. Caminetti's the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the eighth inning. I had the pitcher card turned down. That's why I didn't look at my score chart. So Caminetti leads off. I'll redo the roll. He will go up against Bill Swift. The no-hitter still active. Dave Veers, I'll put back out there because he could pitch the ninth if necessary. So he comes back out. Dang. Shoot. Sometimes I get too excited. I don't follow. We'll do it again. Upon further replay, the manager had a lineup card mistake, and they called back, put Dave Veers back on the bench, and Ken Caminetti is the leadoff batter. So in reality, I actually just took a hit away, but the wrong batter was up. So got to do it right. Bill Swift will get another chance to keep the no-hitter. Here's the pitch. And that's a tough 31. Struck him out. And Caminetti will head back to the dugout. One down. And now Scott Service. Service is 0 for 2. Bill Swift. And they're going to pinch hit for Service. Now they will pinch hit for Service. Now I'll bring in Orlando Miller because he's due. And I do have another catcher available in Eusebio. So Eusebio will take over at catcher. And Orlando Miller will come up to bat. So Service is out. Miller will bat for Service. And Eusebio takes over at catcher. And he is a C3-3. So here's Miller. Miller will get another chance. And that's a wheelhouse 96, not this time. Fly ball to left. And that's going to be caught by Bonds, 2 outs. Miller will head back to the dugout. And now the batter is Andujar Cedeno. Bill Swift, 4 outs away from a no-hitter. Pitch to Cedeno. And that is a tough 45. Struck him out. And Swift is 3 outs away from a no-hitter. Side retired. Nothing across for the Astros. 8 in the books, 4-0 Giants. Dave Veers will come out to pitch the top of the ninth. There are some fans that are now watching this game that although they're wearing a lot of Astros gear, they could be seeing history here in the next few minutes. But first, Dave Veers will pitch to Royce Clayton, who leads off the top of the ninth inning. I know that might have messed things up, but I have to do it right. And I caught it by replay, and the lineup card had it wrong. So here's Royce Clayton. He is 0 for 3. Pitch from Veers. And that's a ballpark 32. That is in the wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 48. Ground ball to third. And that's picked up by Caminetti. Throws to first. Out number 1. And the batter now is Kurt Manwaring. Manwaring is 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Dave Veers pitched to Manwaring. And that's an in-play 90. That's grounded to short. Easy pickup by Cedeno. Throws to first, out number 2. And now the pitcher is batting, Bill Swift. He has no complete games, but in this case, yeah, he bats. No complete games in the regular season, but he's working on a no-no, and he will bat. Uses hitting card number 9. He is not fatigued. He hasn't given up any runs. So here's the pitch from Veers, and that's an in-play 32. And he grounds this one right back to Veers. He's got it, tosses it over to first, and the inning is over. A 1-2-3 inning for the Giants. The bottom of the 9th is coming up. Are we going to see history? Dave Veers, of course, was due. Now, Dave Veers was due to bat the bottom of the 9th. Bill Swift will come up to pitch. And it will be Chris Donalds coming into bat for Houston. Bats .286 against rights. Giant bullpen is getting ready. Bottom of the 9th inning. You're Skyballer? Oh, gee, why did you say something, Skyballer? You and I do the jerseys for Out of the Park. You and I do jerseys for them. Oh, I didn't know you were Skyballer. Wow. Skyballer 455 there in the chat is a guy that helps make jerseys with me with Out of the Park for Out of the Park baseball. So good to see. I didn't know you were Skyballer. Mark, I didn't know that. Good to have you here. And Keith Turnless joins us here. Good to see you here. If you guys are here. I think everybody can hear me, right? You said YouTube streams are down. Do I have people here? Steeler fan, you with me? Okay. Well, if Mark heard me, I know my stream was working. Okay. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. You guys just showed up to possibly see history in Payoff Pitch Baseball. The Giants are leading 4-0, bottom of the 9th, but that's right now. Bill Swift is working on a no-hitter. Chris Donalds. Chris Donalds is the batter for Houston. He's pinch hitting for the pitcher. The Astros are down 4-0. Giants 3 outs away from a no-hitter and 3 outs away from meeting the Atlanta Braves in the 3-game National League Wild Card Series. Chris Donalds. Here's the pitch from Swift. It's a tough 10. Struck him out. Swift is 2 outs away from a no-hitter. And the batter now is James Mooten. We might see a pinch hitter for him as well. Mooten only bats .208 against the rights. Mooten is the right fielder. And they're going to bring in Kevin Bass to bat against Swift. And he will take over in right if this game can go on. Has the same exact rating. So Kevin Bass will now bat against Bill Swift. 1 out. Bill Swift 2 outs away from a no-hitter. Kevin Bass looking to give the Astros some hope. Here's the pitch. It's a tough 78, and it's a fly ball to center field. Coming under it is going to be Darren Lewis, and he's got it. And that is the second out. One out away from a no-hitter. And the batter now for the Astros is Steve Finley. A few weeks ago, Doug Drabek was 1 out away for the Astros, was 1 out away from a no-hitter, and then the Atlanta Braves, Tony Tarasco, smacked a home run off of him, and unfortunately, the Astros wound up losing that game. Now, Bill Swift is 1 out away from a no-hitter in the Astrodome. Finley, the last chance, he's 0 for 3. Giants, Bill Swift, can he get a no-no? If the Giants get it, will they head to Atlanta? 2 outs. Will we see history? The pitch coming. It's a wheelhouse 55. Fly ball deep to left field. Going back for it is Bonds. He's at the track. He's at the wall. Makes the catch. Bill Swift, no-hitter. Giants win. They move on to play the Braves. It's a 55. Steve Finley, 39 to 54. And he just missed it, getting a hit. Swift, 55. No-hitter for Bill Swift. First ever no-hitter for me. And he gets the no-no as Bill Swift picks up a no-hitter in a Giants win here in the Astrodome to move on to the National League Wild Card Series against the Braves. Out of all the pitchers that I thought would pitch a no-hitter in these first 2 games, Randy Johnson, Mussina, Drabek, or Swift, I thought Drabek would have done it. Bill Swift, no-hitter. He gets the no-no. He did give up 3 walks, but that was all. I'll give you the final line score here in a second. Bill Swift, no-hitter in a National League Wild Card playoff game. The difference was a Barry Bonds grand slam. For the Giants, 4 runs, 4 on 6 hits, no errors. For the Astros, no runs, no hits, no errors. Bill Swift goes the distance, gets a no-hitter, gets the win, obviously. Doug Drabek took the loss. What a way for the playoffs. A great game yesterday, and Bill Swift, a no-hitter for the Giants today. And they will play game 1 against the Atlanta Braves after the conclusion of the American League Wild Card Series. You guys just watched a no-hitter. I just rolled a no-hitter. I can't believe it. I don't believe what I just saw. He did pitch 8 perfect innings to end the game. All 3 walks were in the first. He didn't have any walks after that. A pitcher with a 3.38 earned run average. And I said he gave up the 3 walks, and after that, that was it. And he averaged 9 hits per 9. Bill Swift gives up nothing. The San Francisco Giants will play the Atlanta Braves in the National League Wild Card Series at the conclusion of the American League Wild Card Series. No Houston errors. No Houston errors. There were no errors on either team. It was not a perfect game, but it was a no-hitter. That's definite. Bill Swift is your player of the game, understandably so. Congratulations to San Francisco, and the second straight time both home teams lose in the wild card playoff. Now can the Giants take out the Braves? Who knows? And yes, I understand about the hit by Miller, but I checked the lineup and he was not due to bat. I did not look at my scorebook because I did not have Caminetti's service and Cedeno, their information. So, yeah, no hitter for Bill Swift, the most unlikely guy I thought was going to get one. And that is it here from the Astrodome. For those of you who joined me for this, for a little history tonight, Steeler fan 1933, Salvador America, Mungo Jerry 311, Keith Turnus, Philip Reynolds. For those of you who didn't stay here, please check out the replay. Unbelievable no-hitter for Bill Swift and the Giants. And no often a guy will hit a slam in a 4-0 game and Barry Bonds doesn't get the player of the game. Nope. He's outmatched by Bill Swift. And the Giants will play the Braves in the National League Wild Card Playoff Series, starting at the end of the American League Series, which is a best of 3. So we'll either have 2 or 3 games at Comiskey. I'll post the lineups for that series in Payoff Pitch Gamers Network. Thank you all for joining me tonight. What a way for the playoffs. A great game yesterday, a great game today. Who knows what the rest of the postseason is going to have? We've already had a close matchup yesterday. We had a big game by Ken Griffey a couple of days ago, and now we have a no-hitter. This game's going to give me a heart attack. That's all from the Astrodome here. We'll see you tomorrow for Game 1 of the American League Wild Card Series, the Seattle Mariners versus the Chicago White Sox. It'll be Chris Bosio versus Wilson Alvarez. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow night. Final score here, Giants over the Astros, 4-0. Barry Bonds, grand slam home run. Bill Swift, no-hitter. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay strong, stay smart. See you guys tomorrow. Good night, everyone.